See you tonight over at Junkanoo, and good luck tonight. How many bikes did you say you think you're going to have?
I guess we'll have 40 to 60 probably.
Nice. All right, good luck.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks for checking in.
Dan.
Dan Allers, everybody. Now, Jan, the first question, well, let me ask one question, then I'll let you speak. I mean, you take 2 weeks off, and then you want to jump in here and steal all the questions. How did somebody get in touch with you to be the person to paint that beautiful painting in Town Hall?
Yeah, it's a good story. I work a lot with a design company called Kopko Design. It's Ron Kopko and Mark Solomon. And they worked with Kay Molnar of Chella Molnar that were very much involved with the communication about the project. And so I was brought in and I sat down with Anita Saracita, Don Stillwell, the whole team, and we talked about what they wanted in the building. So that's how I got involved. And it was great. And then I got involved with Raise the Arches because of people knowing I did the mural at the town hall of the arches. So that's how I got involved there.
So how long did it take you to do the mural? And then do you sketch it out first, or do you just go from what's in your head?
It's interesting because most people think it's sort of like a coloring book and you sketch it out first and you do that. But literally, I paint the whole wall like in sheets going forward. Imagine glass sheets. And so I do the sky and the water and the background, and then the next thing forward, which was the arches, and the next thing forward. So it's a back to front kind of thing. And the most detail happens in the very front. But that's a good plan for me. Other people do it different ways. Every artist has their own process. It was hard for me with the arches. I'm a little more comfortable with just beach scenes and landscapes and things like that because I'd never actually seen the arches in person. I didn't move here till Charlie. So I wasn't around before 1979 when they were up, and I had an archive of photos that were supplied to me. And we finally decided on one that was kind of a straight on shot. So it'd be a formal balance behind the mayor and the group there in the room. And I think it worked out well. It's a beautiful building.
No, it did work out well. Now, how long did it take you to complete that project?
I think that took me a little over 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. I'm fast. I'm pretty fast.
That's it? 2 weeks?
Maybe 2.5. I did I think it was a week for the lobby mural and 2.5 weeks for that mural and a day for the palm trees and a day for so yeah, it's volume. I've done so many over the years. So.
Well, speaking of that, Jan, Christy wants to know if you painted the mural in the yoga room at Bay Oaks.
I did not. I'm sorry, did not. But kudos to whoever did, because it's nice to be able to relax in front of art.
Nice. So now, are you painting all the time now, or is that like this might sound like a stupid question, but that's usually what I do as I ask the stupid questions. Is it like your full-time job? You're painting and you're selling paintings and you're going to, show them off and tell us, what you do.
Sure. I've been a professional artist for over 40 years. That means I make my living as an artist and have done so for my whole life. I show in a gallery in Naples, and it's the Guest Fisher Gallery in Old Naples on 12th. And they've been really good to me. And then I do murals, and I also teach workshops. I teach painting in oil with palette knife. And so I do that for 2-day workshops during season for like the Art League of Fort Myers or Cape Coral Art League. Well, Fort Myers is no longer there, but the different art leagues and some associations. There's a gallery in Naples, Rosen Gallery, that has me come in and teach. So between the murals and the gallery and teaching, that's how I make my living. And it's been fun.
So were you professionally trained, or did you start with this gift when you were young? Tell us a little bit about how you got into this and how your career has progressed.
My father was a painter, wallpaper hanger, and he was very creative. And I worked summers from when I was about 12 painting with him. So I've got a very steady hand. I can cut your window in. And then I went to college in Stevens Point, got a bachelor degree in art. And then after I graduated, I went up to Stevens Point is in Wisconsin. I'm doing my Wisconsin duds today because it's chilly.
Now,
And then I
isn't
went
that
to
the same?
Minneapolis.
Isn't that the
What?
same football? Isn't that Anita's football team too?
Green Bay
Wisconsin.
Packers?
Isn't that Anita's football team too?
I hope so. I helped design the Packers Super Bowl ring in the 90s. I worked for Jostens Recognition Division, and I was a jeweler also for many years. So I designed jewelry, I showed in galleries, I started murals. My first mural was a album cover in college on a dorm wall. So it was in like 1971, something like that. I don't know. Ancient.
What was the album cover?
Pink Floyd.
Nice, nice.
So, and my dad had me do a mural. I did one of the very first murals for Apple, and it was a big apple. Remember when they had the bite out of the apple? And it
Yeah.
was for an Apple store in a mall in Milwaukee. And I did a mural for the store with the bite and the stripes and everything way back when, way back when.
What was the pay for that?
What?
What was the pay for that?
Oh my God. I think my dad paid me about $5 an hour.
Oh, your dad paid you for that
My
one.
dad did the rest of the store.
Imagine that. I was
Cheap
thinking like
labor.
Steve Jobs would pay
I
you
was
for that.
slave labor for a while.
Nice.
But it's great. But so I've been, I was told at 5 I had talent. I never even thought about anything else. I have a very talented uncle who's a wonderful artist on my mother's side. And I had a neighbor growing up who was an artist, and it was just arty around me. So
So we have a question from the group here. Did you paint the turtle on the shop by the biscuit, by the Heavenly Biscuit?
no, I did not. Most
Now-
of my work, quite honestly, most of my work is residential.
Okay.
I have a few commercial things. There's some pieces on the beach. You'll see my work done by the Estero Beach Club. I did quite a few murals there. Big palm trees up on top and the pool murals and it's there. And
So have you mostly done murals, or do you do other, like portraits or any other commissioned type of work?
I don't really do portraits. I do mostly landscapes. I can do a portrait. I just choose not to. It's not my favorite thing to do. A little too personal, I think. But I paint in a studio in North Fort Myers on the river with a fellow artist, Greg Bielkini. It's his studio. He's a fabulous portrait artist, and he did you've seen, he did portraits of the deans of university and Barbara B. Mann, the big over life sites. He did that. And so we taught and painted there together, 13 years now. We don't teach there anymore. But so between us, if I get a portrait thing, I throw it that way. So, but I think it's slipped over the years. I mean, I used to do more murals, but I'm 66 and getting on a ladder is getting a little hard. I don't do ceilings anymore. I've done a lot of really high ceilings. And so it used to be that murals was the bulk of my work, but right now the gallery actually sells more for me, which is really great. They've been wonderful. And so it's about 50% gallery. I'm going to say 25% mural, more than that, probably 40% mural, and then teaching.
So Jen, before we get to the arches, have you been following the town council? They've kind of been discussing murals on buildings and things like that. Have you been following along how they're trying to grapple with with people being allowed to paint murals on buildings?
I got to be honest, not so much. I've only been following the discussion about restoring the arches.
Okay.
So
let's talk about that. The latest spot that Jim Adderholt suggested, Councilman Adderholt suggested, would be Lynn Park, either the entrance or the exit to the most northern part of it. And it seems to be gaining some momentum that the council might go for it, and then the county would have to go for it, of course. And what do you think?
I think anything that can show the whole arch, not just a little piece of it, would be great. So I'm kind of for anything that will make this happen. And it's kind of magical. I think it's a magical thing. It breaks my heart. I never got to see the real deal one. And so I just hope we keep the momentum going, people stay involved, and we find a place that you can really see the whole arches. So that's where I'm at.
So do
I
you,
don't know. Did you know, you do know that I have a painting I'm donating to raise money for the arches?
oh, you're doing a painting? Is that what you said? You're doing a painting that
I'm gonna flash it in front of you, okay?
okay, yeah, we didn't know that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, so you're going to, my guess is you're going to auction that off. Is that the plan?
This will be auctioned off by the Raise the Arches group. If this would be in the gallery at Naples, it'd be worth $1,200. So that's a 10 by 20 painting. We'll be doing some limited edition, signed limited edition prints in the near future. There's some open prints available and a calendar with different things. And the area where the remnant arch rocks were stored, Rebecca Park, I did a little sign mural there that shows turtles and dolphins swimming toward the arches. So they used to be stored there until, just recently. But anyway, this was supposed to be auctioned off at the big event. And, with COVID, everything got canceled and moved back. So I'm leaving it up to the group to decide how and when they're going to auction it off. But this is the piece. So.
And for people that don't know, when Jan says the group, there's a Save the Arches group on
Right.
or Restore the Arches group on Facebook. And if you don't follow that group, you probably should follow that group because there's a lot of information about whether or not the arches are going to go up in Lynn Hall Park and things like that. But Jan, what I want to do is I'm going to take us out of the picture for a minute because I want you to hold that up so people can see it one more time with a full screen instead of just a half a screen. So go ahead and grab that.
Can you see it?
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. That was great. Yeah, I want people to see the full screen because
Better we do the show with my face like this.
now how long did that take you?
Believe it or not, it takes much longer to do a small painting than a big mural.
No
I
kidding.
think I've spent about maybe 4 weeks on it, but not, I'd paint a couple hours a day, then pieces have to dry, then I come back. So maybe 4 weeks, but a lot of drying time. Generally, I paint about 2 to 3 hours a day, whether it's a commission or not. I paint for the gallery or I paint, just to keep it's like being a musician. It keeps me in shape.
Now, did you paint that the same way as the mural where you did it and you painted the whole back and then you work back to front, or is that different on a canvas?
No, generally that's how I paint. Not always. There are times when I'll sketch something out, but the work I show in Naples is oil with a palette knife. So anything I draw gets swept away with a knife, and you can't get around drawing areas with a knife. So I do work back to front and top to bottom.
Yeah, that's the way I do it too. I usually paint back to front. I feel more comfortable that way. Yeah.
You're an idiot.
I mean, I meant with a coloring book is what I really meant. But so
I'll get you going.
Our company, the company that I work for during the day, they own 2 painting magazines, right? Plein Air. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Plein Air magazine,
yeah.
and
I know that magazine very well.
yeah, Eric Rhodes is the publisher, and he's my boss on the radio side. He owns the radio magazine I work for too. A little inside baseball there for people watching. I'm sure they don't care.
No, I'm sure they don't.
I'm in a Plein Air group called the Pigment Slingers in Naples, and it's Phil Fisher and Lionel Hetty and Jeff Fessenden and Janet Corbett. We go out and do plein air painting.
I love those guys. I see their work everywhere.
They're fabulous. They're dear friends, and we all paint together. And we're the Pigment Slingers.
Now, when you go out and paint in the plein air, where do you go? I mean, it's not. Do you paint the beach, or because a lot of the time my boss is talking about painting in the woods, and they go to Russia, and
Oh well, it's funny because we have traveled together. Phil and Natalie that own the gallery. We've gone to like St. Martin, Grand Cayman, the other coast, and we've done some traveling. They've gone to Italy and taught workshops in Italy, done a lot of plein air painting there. So yeah, you can, what's lovely is you can just pick up and paint anywhere. It's great. So
have you done any besides beach theme stuff? Have you done other murals with different landscapes?
My mural work is pretty diverse. I have done a lot of modern things, and I have a mural website. It's jan-ellen.com. That's all murals, and it's just modern and I mean all different things. And then the fine art website is janellenart.com. So yeah, with murals, it's really up to my customer. It's their home, it's their space, and I try to do what makes them feel like they're part of it and it's exactly what they want. I'm not, it's my tagline is it's only paint. If you don't like it, it's only paint. Paint over it.
Right.
You know, so I have done, 5 years ago I counted over 800 murals. I've never had one customer say they didn't like it. I have a 100% track record right now.
Nice.
Wow.
So
So does our show, 100% guaranteed. Everybody loves it every time we go on.
yeah.
Now I forgot what I was going to ask. Oh no, I didn't. You said there's a gallery in Naples. Can you say it again? And can you do us a favor after you get off the show? I don't know if there's a chance you can type it in the chat box so people can actually link on it, because there's a couple of questions about where they could go in Naples to see it.
Oh, okay. It's on 12th Avenue South in Creighton Cove and Old Naples, and it's the Phil Fisher's Guest Fisher Gallery. Phil Fisher being the owner, and his wife Natalie Guest, both fabulous artists, and they've been there over 40 years in Naples with a gallery, which is phenomenal. They really do a great job, and I will be happy to type the info in the chat box.
Now, do you just go like to Office Depot and get the brushes, or do you or is it something more sophisticated than something like? I mean, is it like a number 2 brush or number 3 brush? How does that work?
Well, a number 2 brush would take me about 50 years.
It's small, yeah.
But I buy, oh my God, I have so many brushes, it's sinful. I usually go online and order from someplace like Jerry's Artorama or Cheap Joe's. And
you didn't, Jan, you didn't really have to answer that question. My wife just said that was a dumb question. So, I mean,
where can people get a hold of you if they would like to commission some work from you?
Oh, wow. Well, you can go to my website and there's a contact there, or you can call me. Is it okay to give a number over the phone over this?
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Yes.
Totally. Okay. Well, my phone number is 414-243-9778. And again, there's 2 websites. The mural is jan-ellen.com, and you can go through that to get to me by email. And the painting one is janellenart.com. So, and I'm on Facebook. I have a Facebook page.
Awesome. Anything we missed, Jan? Anything you want to add that we?
Just go to the Raise the Arches group. They do have some open prints of the painting. They have a calendar with my work in it. They have a couple other items. And we're really trying to get the money, obviously, once we get the space, get everything ready to go. And I think there's some momentum now, and I'd really like to see it keep going. So it'd be wonderful if everybody could help support the cause. And I thank you for having me.
Now that's not for that. There's no chance because correct me if I'm wrong. There's no chance that it's going to be as big as the painting that we showed, because not all the material from the original arches was able to be saved. Some of it was able to be saved, and if I understand,
they are going to supplement it. They could do the whole arch. They have enough of the original and enough that they could create to fill in, that there is the possibility of doing the whole arch again.
Jan, do you think that people, if they saw the arch there at the beach, they would be like, oh my gosh, what is this thing? It doesn't fit here. Or it would be like a place where they'd want to take pictures?
I think it would absolutely be a magical thing. They would want to take pictures. There's something, it almost reminds me of ancient ruins in a way. If you saw the photo I saw from 1925 when it was stark and it was just there on no foliage or anything, it reminds me of something I would see in Europe. And there's something that just feels very special to stand in the middle arch and get wedding photos taken. And there's old pictures of kids climbing on the arches. And it just seemed to be something special, unique, and just so sad it's gone. Would love it back. So.
All right, Jan. Well, good luck with everything, and the paintings are beautiful, and maybe we could have you come over and paint my wife and I together. You know,
She doesn't do portraits.
in a
no.
lovingly embrace
No.
with our.
I'll do you in an embrace and just wear your hat lower. I don't do portraits.
Best comment ever.
Oh, drop the mic right there, Jan. All right, have a good one.
Thank you so much. Great meeting you.
Appreciate you coming on. Well. She's a comedian on the side too. That was very funny. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, dear. Get out there. We're gonna see if this works here. We're gonna get ready for our next guest. Does it work? Well, let me switch it out here. Not yet. All right, we've got 2 more guests coming up.